Crack! You break from your sticky orange egg and push into the warm reef water. But something's wrong. Around you, dozens of your siblings are floating lifeless, their tiny transparent bodies drifting like broken glass. That's when you see it, a small glass shrimp darting between the corpses, gulping down your dead brothers and sisters like they're floating snacks. You freeze, not knowing if this translucent killer is harmless or about to make you its next meal. Suddenly, your father rockets out of nowhere, slamming into the glass shrimp with his orange and white striped body. The predator flees in terror, and your dad immediately chases after it, disappearing into the coral maze. He'll never come back. His parenting job is officially done. One heroic moment, then permanent abandonment. Most clownfish die before adulthood, but what finally kills this one will shock you. You're now completely alone, 3 millimeters long, colorless, and drifting into open water where you have no protection. For the next 2 weeks, everything wants to eat you, but the real killer? It's not what you think. You're drifting in the open ocean now, and hunger hits fast. A copepod drifts past, just twice your size but moving like a torpedo. You lunge forward, jaws opening wide, but it explodes away in a burst of speed that leaves you spinning in its wake. You're burning energy with every failed attempt, and you haven't eaten in hours. Then, something massive moves beneath you. A shadow rises from the depths until it blots out everything. A mahi-mahi breaks the surface above you, its mouth opening like a cavern. Water rushes past as you're pulled toward needle-sharp teeth. You kick frantically, twisting sideways as the jaws snap shut where you were a split second ago. The pressure wave from its bite sends you tumbling through the water. The mahi-mahi circles back, its eye the size of your entire body, tracking your movement. You freeze completely, hoping your transparency will save you. It swims past, close enough that its wake spins you like debris, then disappears into the blue. You survive this giant, but the real killer is still waiting. 2 weeks pass, and you've somehow survived the open ocean. You're still only 6 millimeters long, but your orange coloring is starting to show. More importantly, you can smell home. Chemical signals from the reef drift through the water, guiding you back toward the coral. You follow them like a trail of breadcrumbs, swimming harder than your tiny fins were meant to go. The reef appears below you like an underwater city. Coral formations rise in towers and valleys, and fish of every size cruise between them. But you're not looking for just any shelter. You need an only 10 out of 1,000 anemones can host you. The rest? Instant death. You spot your first candidate. A magnificent sea anemone waves its tentacles in the current, each one thick as your body and lined with stinging cells. This is it. This could be home. But as you approach, an adult clownfish rockets out from between the tentacles. He's 40 times your size, with battle scars across his fins and a chunk missing from his tail. His eyes hold the cold calculation of someone who's killed before. You try to swim around him, but he mirrors your movement perfectly. You dart left, he's there. You go right, he cuts you off again. This scarred warrior charges forward with his mouth open, and you have no choice but to flee back into open water. His territorial rage follows you for 50 feet before he turns back. You try 3 more anemones, same result every time. Adult clownfish own these prime real estate spots, and they'll defend them to the death. You're running out of energy and options when you finally spot it. A small bubble anemone tucked between 2 coral heads, barely large enough for 1 fish. It doesn't look like much, but it's unoccupied. You approach slowly, watching for any signs of other fish. Nothing. You edge closer to the tentacles, and they sway toward you, sensing your presence. This is the dangerous part. You have to let it sting you. The venom burns through your skin as you brush against the first tentacle. Your body convulses, but you force yourself to stay close. The pain is excruciating, but it's also necessary. Each sting teaches your immune system to recognize the anemone's chemistry. After 20 minutes of controlled torture, the stinging stops. Your skin has adapted, producing a mucus coat that mimics the anemone's own chemistry. You swim between the tentacles, and they close around you like a protective barrier. You made it. You have a home. A few months pass by, and you're not alone anymore. A larger juvenile has moved into your anemone. She's twice your size and makes it clear who's in charge from the moment she arrives. When you try to feed on the choice plankton drifting past the anemone's edge, she shoves you aside and takes it herself. When you attempt to rest in the center tentacles where it's safest, she forces you to the outer edge where predators can reach you. You try to grow bigger to challenge her, but your body betrays you. Every time you grow close to her size, your body shuts you down, forcing you smaller. You'll never beat her while she lives. One morning, you wake to blood-clouded water. A moray eel slides away, and your dominant female is gone. Just scales drifting in the current. Her death unlocks your growth hormone. Overnight, you're no longer prey, you're a threat. You're cruising the edge of your territory when the attack comes. A yellowtail snapper materializes from behind a coral head, moving so fast it's almost invisible. Its jaws snap shut inches from your head as you twist away, but its momentum carries it into your anemone. The tentacles react instantly, firing stinging cells into its skin. The snapper convulses and retreats, but you know it'll be back. They always come back. You're feeding on algae growing on the anemone's base when the water around you suddenly goes dark. Above, a massive grouper hangs motionless, watching. It's 3 feet long, big enough to swallow you whole. But it doesn't attack. Instead, it does something worse. It starts shaking its head up and down in short, sharp movements. You've never seen this behavior before, but every instinct tells you to hide. You dive deep into the anemone's tentacles, just as something else slides out from the coral below. A moray eel. 4 feet of pure muscle with jaws that could bite you in half, the grouper was calling it. They're hunting together. For half an hour, they attack in shifts, one from above, one from below. The eel's head appears between the tentacles, its teeth snapping inches from your tail as the anemone's stings force it to retreat. The grouper dives to force you up. The eel pushes up to drive you toward the surface. You barely survive their coordinated assault. This time, they left. Next time, they won't. It's been a year, and you're living through something you don't understand. The water is changing. It tastes different, feels different, and your senses are starting to fail you. What used to smell like food now smells like nothing. What used to smell like danger now smells like safety. Your brain is being rewired by chemistry you can't see or comprehend. Ocean acidification is turning your world upside down. The water is becoming more acidic as carbon dioxide dissolves from the atmosphere, and it's scrambling your nervous system. You find yourself swimming toward predator scents instead of away from them. Yesterday, you spent 10 minutes following the chemical trail of an octopus before you realized what you were doing. Then the heat wave hits. Water temperatures spike 5 degrees above normal, and your anemone starts to react. First, it closes its tentacles more often. Then, it stops feeding. The symbiotic algae that live in its tissues and give it color begin to die. Day by day, your home turns from vibrant green to sickly white. Your anemone is bleaching, and when anemones bleach, everything falls apart. The tentacles lose their stickiness. The protection they offer weakened. Worst of all, your anemone stops producing the nutrients you depend on. You're forced to venture farther from home to find food, spending more time in open water where predators wait. The stress hormones in your blood spike to dangerous levels. Your immune system weakens, making you vulnerable to diseases that healthy fish fight off easily. Your reproduction shuts down completely. Even if you find a mate, your body won't produce viable eggs. The heat is literally sterilizing your species. You're 3 years old now, one of the lucky few to survive this long. You've claimed a larger anemone and established your territory when you notice something strange. Fish are disappearing. Not being eaten by predators, just vanishing without a trace. First the smaller ones, then fish your own size. You're investigating a commotion near the reef's edge when you see them. Humans in full diving gear, moving through the water with nets and long tubes connected to boats on the surface. One of them spots you and starts swimming closer. You retreat to your anemone, but the human follows. A cloud of white powder billows through the water around your home. Cyanide. It burns your gills and makes your head spin. Your muscles start to fail, and you can't control your swimming anymore. The human reaches out with a net as your vision blurs and your body goes limp. You're one of the lucky ones. The cyanide dose isn't lethal, just enough to stun you for capture. 75% of fish caught this way die from organ damage within hours. You're packed into a small container with dozens of other fish, all barely alive and hauled to the surface. The journey to the aquarium trade is a nightmare of overcrowded holding tanks, temperature shock, and constant stress. Fish die around you daily. Out of every 100 fish caught, 98 will be dead within a year. Most don't even make it to the pet store. But you're resilient. You survive the transport, the quarantine, the gradual adjustment to artificial conditions. You end up in a home aquarium, a glass box with fake coral and mechanical bubbles. It's nothing like the reef, but you're alive. You've been in the aquarium for 6 months. Clean water, stable temperature, no predators. You should be safe. You've learned the feeding schedule and claimed your corner. For the first time in your life, you're not watching for threats. Then the family goes on vacation and leaves an automatic feeder. The feeder jams on day 3. The heater malfunctions on day 5. Water temperature plummets 8 degrees in 2 hours. Your tropical metabolism can't handle the cold shock. White patches spread across your body like frost. By day 7, when the family returns from Disney World with Mickey Mouse ears and resort photos, you're floating lifeless, not from predators, but from a 15 feeder. They flush you down the toilet, wondering if they should get a heartier goldfish next time. After surviving coordinated predator attacks, ocean acidification, bleaching events, and cyanide capture, you're killed by a $15 automatic feeder from Petco. And believe it or not, there's an animal with an even worse life. Watch that story next.